Hello, my fellow adventurers. Today, we're about to embark on a journey to one of the most fascinating, dynamic, and culturally rich countries in Africa, Nigeria. Known as the Giant of Africa, Nigeria is a land of contrast, where ancient traditions meet modern technology, where vibrant street life intertwines with innovative industries, and where every corner you turn offers a new adventure. Whether you're here for the food, the culture, the people, or the landscapes, Nigeria has something special for everyone. This country, with a population of over 200 million people, is the most populous in Africa and one of the fastest-growing economies in the world. From the lively streets of Lagos to the serene beauty of Cross River State, Nigeria has layers of history, culture, and stories waiting to be uncovered. As you travel through this incredible land, you'll not only discover a destination, but a journey through time, tradition, and transformation. In today's adventure, I'll take you through the different facets of Nigeria. Its thriving economy, mouth-watering cuisine, dating culture, the dynamic role of Nigerian women, its unforgettable festivals, and of course, the must-see tourist attractions. I want you to feel like you're right there beside me as we discover all that Nigeria has to offer. Before we dive in, I want to hear from you. What do you think of when you hear Nigeria? Is it the food, the music, the energy, or maybe something else? Drop a comment and share your thoughts with me. Nigeria's economy is an exciting one to explore. It's a land of potential, innovation, and growth. With an economy driven by natural resources, agriculture, and rapidly expanding sectors like technology and entertainment, Nigeria is rapidly positioning itself as a powerhouse not only in Africa, but on the global stage. When you think of Nigeria's economy, oil might come to mind. And for good reason. Nigeria is one of the world's largest oil producers, and its oil exports contribute heavily to the country's economic output. But oil isn't the only driver of this thriving nation's economy. In recent years, Nigeria has diversified its economic base, making strides in other sectors like agriculture, technology, and manufacturing. The country is home to a rapidly growing tech scene, with cities like Lagos becoming global hubs for startups. Nigerian entrepreneurs are increasingly embracing technology to solve local problems, ranging from mobile payments to transportation. Agriculture is another major contributor to Nigeria's economy, and it plays a huge role in rural life. From the food you eat to the clothes you wear, Nigeria's agriculture sector touches almost every part of life. In fact, Nigeria is one of the largest producers of agricultural commodities in Africa, including cassava, yams, and palm oil. The Nigerian government has invested heavily in diversifying agricultural practices and modernizing farming techniques. In addition to agriculture and tech, Nigeria is seeing growth in sectors like entertainment, particularly the Nollywood film industry, which is one of the largest in the world. This cultural export has propelled Nigerian filmmakers onto the global stage, while Nigerian music, particularly Afrobeat, is taking over playlists across the globe. Here's a fun question. When you think of Nigeria's economy, what industry stands out the most to you? Is it the tech scene, Nollywood, or perhaps oil and agriculture? Share your thoughts in the comments. A flavor explosion that will leave you wanting more. Let's talk about one of the best parts of any adventure, the food. Nigeria's cuisine is bold, diverse, and brimming with flavor. Nigerian food is an explosion of spices, colors, and textures, influenced by the different regions, ethnic groups, and cultures that make up this great nation. Food is more than just sustenance in Nigeria. It's a reflection of history, tradition, and family. One of Nigeria's most iconic dishes is jollof rice, a savory, tomato-based rice dish that is a staple at virtually every party or gathering. Cooked with a rich combination of spices, onions, and tomatoes, jollof rice is often served with grilled meats, fried plantains, or a hearty stew. This dish is so important in Nigerian culture that there's even a friendly rivalry between the different regions to claim who cooks the best jollof rice. Lagos, Port Harcourt, or the Southeast. You'll have to try them all and be the judge. Then there's the ever-popular pounded yam and egusi soup. Pounded yam is made by pounding yams into a smooth, stretchy dough, and it's paired with a thick, flavorful soup made from ground melon seeds, spinach, and your choice of meat or fish. Every bite is a true taste of Nigeria's culinary excellence. If you find yourself wandering the streets of Lagos, you must try suya. This grilled meat skewer is a street food favorite, spiced to perfection with chili, ginger, garlic, and a variety of other seasonings. It's the perfect snack after a long day of sightseeing or a late-night craving. And don't forget about the plantains. Fried or grilled, plantains are a beloved side dish that you'll find in almost every Nigerian meal. Whether served as a side dish or a topping, they add the perfect amount of sweetness to balance out the savory flavors. Alright, foodies, have you ever tried Nigerian dishes like jollof rice, suya, or pounded yam? If not, what Nigerian dish are you most excited to try? Let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll feature your food choice in the next episode. When it comes to dating in Nigeria, you'll find a fascinating mix of modern influences and traditional values. Dating in the country can differ greatly depending on where you are. Whether you're in the bustling city of Lagos, the cultural hub of Abuja, or a more rural area, your experience can vary drastically. In the larger cities like Lagos and Abuja, the dating scene is highly influenced by modern practices. Young Nigerians are embracing digital dating platforms, and apps like Tinder, Bumble, and even local ones like Badoo are becoming increasingly popular. In urban settings, people often meet on these apps, where the primary goal is to find someone for a relationship or even casual dating. The city lifestyle, with its busy social scene, means that people often meet through mutual friends at parties, bars, clubs, or even networking events. Socializing and going out for drinks, dinner, or dancing is a major part of the dating culture in these cities. With the diverse population in places like Lagos, you'll see people from different ethnic backgrounds and religions connecting, and often interethnic marriages happen more in urban areas than in rural ones. However, it's still common for the process of dating to be underpinned by cultural norms. Family approval often plays a significant role, and many people still look for partners who align with their family's expectations. This means that while urbanites might date casually, long-term relationships tend to carry a certain seriousness, often with family introductions and expectations. In rural areas, dating can be more traditional, especially in communities with strong cultural values. Here, courtship and marriage are often seen as part of a larger societal structure, and romantic relationships can be deeply tied to religious and familial traditions. For example, many families in rural Nigeria still practice arranged marriages, where parents or elders play a big part in selecting a match for their children. Though these traditions are shifting, especially in younger generations, rural Nigerians tend to marry at a younger age compared to their urban counterparts. In many cases, once a couple agrees to date, the process of marriage becomes almost inevitable, with a much stronger focus on family and community rather than just the couple. When discussing sex life in Nigeria, it's important to understand the cultural context. Nigeria is a deeply religious and traditional society, where sex is often viewed through a moral and cultural lens. In many Nigerian communities, sex before marriage is considered taboo, and relationships are heavily influenced by religious teachings, particularly in Muslim-majority northern Nigeria and Christian-majority southern regions. In Nigerian society, there's still a strong sense of modesty, especially for women. The concept of virginity holds significant importance in many communities, where it is viewed as a mark of purity until marriage. However, this ideal is evolving in the more progressive and urban parts of the country, where modern views on sex, relationships, and feminism are influencing young people's approach to intimacy. In cities like Lagos, where cosmopolitan attitudes dominate, casual dating and even hookups are increasingly common. Nigerian youths, particularly in universities and workplaces, are navigating modern ideas of sex and relationships, balancing personal desires with cultural expectations. In rural areas or among more conservative communities, there's a stronger social pressure to conform to traditional practices. Marriage is often seen as the rightful context for sexual relationships, and premarital sex is frowned upon. However, the reality is that, like in many parts of the world, young people still engage in sexual relationships before marriage, but it is often kept discreet due to the societal and familial expectations placed on them. In general, Nigerian culture emphasizes respect, especially when it comes to relationships. Being in a relationship is seen as a serious commitment, and Nigerian men and women tend to take relationships and marriage seriously, with an expectation that both partners will behave in a respectful and responsible manner. Despite the diversity and vibrancy of Nigeria's dating culture, there are several challenges that both men and women face. One of the primary challenges is the societal pressure surrounding relationships and sex. With high expectations placed on young Nigerians to marry by a certain age, the fear of being seen as too old to marry, or not traditional enough, can weigh heavily on the psyche of singles. For many women, especially in traditional settings, there is the added pressure of finding a good man, someone who meets the approval of family and the community. But Nigerian women are also increasingly aware of their own worth and independence, leading to shifts in relationship dynamics. Nigerian girls are no longer waiting for the approval of men or families to define their futures, and they're making their own decisions about love, sex, and relationships. The modern Nigerian dating scene is a balancing act between tradition and the fast-moving changes of global culture. People in urban centers, particularly young Nigerians, are navigating dating apps, casual dating, and relationships, while still honoring the cultural expectations of family involvement, respect, and sometimes arranged marriages. For Nigerian men, there's the pressure to be providers, to take on leadership roles in their relationships, and to ensure the stability of their future families. For women, balancing their personal dreams, education, and career aspirations with the desire to build strong relationships is an ongoing challenge, especially in a society that often expects them to prioritize marriage and family first. How do you think Nigerian relationships are evolving? Are they embracing more modern practices? Or do you feel tradition is still holding strong? What's your take on the balance between culture and modernity in relationships? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your perspective on this. The dating scene in Nigeria is rapidly evolving, and while traditional values still hold strong, the rise of global culture, technological advancements, and the voices of strong, empowered women are reshaping the way people think about relationships and intimacy. The days of strictly arranged marriages and courtship based solely on family approval are giving way to more modern practices, where people are choosing partners based on love, compatibility, and personal choice. As Nigeria continues to grow and develop, the dating culture will undoubtedly continue to evolve, embracing new ideals while still respecting the cultural roots that make Nigeria so unique. Whether in the bustling city or quiet village, Nigerian men and women are finding new ways to connect, fall in love, and navigate the complexities of relationships. What do you think the future holds for dating in Nigeria? Do you think the traditional way will continue, or will the younger generation continue to break barriers? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting content on Nigeria and beyond. Nigeria is one of the most culturally diverse countries in the world, with over 250 ethnic groups, each with its own language, customs, and traditions. Nigeria is a cultural melting pot. Whether it's the music, dance, fashion, or food, every aspect of Nigerian culture tells a story of centuries-old traditions and modern innovation. Music is an integral part of Nigerian culture, with Afrobeat being one of the most globally recognized genres today. Artists like Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Davido have brought Nigerian music to international stages, blending African rhythms with global sounds. But Afrobeat is just the tip of the iceberg. Nigeria is also home to a vibrant traditional music scene, with each ethnic group bringing its unique instruments and rhythms to the forefront. And let's talk about the festivals. Nigeria is home to some of the most colorful, lively, and exciting festivals in the world. The Argungu Festival, for example, is an annual event that celebrates the rich fishing heritage of the region, with participants competing in a fishing competition and showcasing their skills in the water. The Osunosogbo Festival, a UNESCO-recognized cultural event, is a sacred celebration that honors the Yoruba goddess of fertility and involves elaborate ceremonies, dancing, and music. Have you ever attended a Nigerian festival? Which one would you love to experience? Let me know in the comments, and I might share some tips on how to get involved. Nigeria isn't just about its cities and markets. It's a land of incredible natural beauty and historic landmarks that will leave you in awe. From the towering peaks of the Jos Plateau to the lush forests of Cross River, Nigeria's landscapes are as diverse as its people. If you're a nature lover, you'll want to visit the Erin Ijesha waterfalls, a stunning natural wonder that cascades down rocky cliffs, creating a serene atmosphere for visitors to enjoy. For those interested in history, the Ogbunite Caves, located in Anambra State, offer a glimpse into the country's ancient past, with locals still using the caves for traditional ceremonies. Lagos is home to a booming tourist scene, with its beautiful beaches, lively markets, and endless nightlife. But don't forget about the historical sites, such as the National Museum of Nigeria, where you can learn about the country's rich history and cultural heritage. So, what's your dream Nigerian destination? Would you prefer the hustle of Lagos, the serene beauty of Cross River, or the history and culture of cities like Abuja? Drop a comment and let me know.